Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all, so the message today is a mouthful of words. Don't let the past overshadow your current happiness and future opportunities. I think that's what I put. Don't let the past overshadow your current happiness. Like, truly, you can choose to be happy. I feel like so much of this is that energy of Pluto moving into Aquarius. We start out with the Man of Crystals, which is the King of Swords, very much Aquarian type energy. When I first looked at this card, my eye was drawn first to, I was like, is that a windmill? And then I realized it was connected to this like space explorer thing, and those are like solar panels. I don't know enough about space equipment to really tell you what that is. I just know that this is about moving into the future, and even with the impression of it being like a windmill, it's really about like propelling you, something about giving you the energy to move forward. And so they call this Man of Crystals the inventor. I like that this deck looks at swords as more crystals energy. Normally swords is associated with the element of air, which is all about thought. It's about communication, the words we speak, the thoughts we think, the beliefs that we operate on. Ultimately it underlies our truth and fairness and all of that kind of thing. And so this Man of Crystals being the inventor, what I like about it being crystals is that it speaks to ourselves as being multifaceted. So when we're looking in terms of the mind, it's recognizing that perception is kind of like how the light shines through a certain facet of our being, but we can shift our perceptions because we can change our facets. We can change the quality of the light that we bring in, and in that it's also sometimes maybe there is a shadow influence as well, which is what we're going to get to. So really about moving forward into the future. Also just pointing out this beautiful amethyst crystal right there. It just felt like, I saw a video recently that was talking about just the crystalline nature of our being, and our pineal glands have crystals. I guess there's crystals in our blood. I don't know enough about any of that, but that's what the video said. If you really want to go study that, then you can let me know. All right, so then a whole bunch of cards fell on top of each other. Kind of, like when I do a personal reading, I'll usually acknowledge the ones that fall out face up first, and then I'll look at the ones that fall out face down. So I can tell you that the other card that fell out face up is the Ace of Cups. Which here they call ecstasy. This is about water energy. This is about fulfillment. And aces are opportunities. Aces are new doors appearing. And so this is an opportunity for true fulfillment, truly allowing your cup to be filled. And I always want to tell people, sometimes we pour ourselves and pour ourselves and pour ourselves into people, into situations, and we tend to get drained. And so what is the quality even of our pour if we continue feeling like we have to pour and pour and pour into other people, into other situations while we're already feeling drained? So it's important to take those opportunities when you can fill your own cup, when you can look to those things that are fulfilling to your soul and to your mind and to your body, really taking those opportunities and prioritizing that fulfillment. Because when your cup is full, then what is the quality of your pour? And I wasn't going to jump right to this card, but I feel like that's a good segue for the harshest card in the whole read. The rest of the cards are really amazing, but it's the Four of Cups, which normally, because cups is like water energy, the Ace of Cups and the Four of Cups, sometimes it almost feels like this is the antithesis to this one. And I don't feel like these, even though it's a different kind of deck, I don't think it's any exception. In this deck, they call it anger, and so I'm going to go more into that energy, but kind of, it feels like where you've been pouring yourself and pouring yourself and pouring yourself, and then you get drained or you don't get the satisfaction of what you want. And so So the whole theme of today's reading is about not allowing the past to distort your perception of the present and the future. And it was just 444 in the timer. So, and so here, this being anger, it's almost like not accepting new opportunities presenting because you're angry about what didn't work out in the past. And so truly letting that color your perception of how things can be. But it's like, well, things can't get better if you don't allow them to be better. You know, if you're going to automatically decide this situation's going to break your heart, or this situation's going to just turn out like it did in the past, then you're energizing it to be that way. That's you telling the universe, I didn't learn my lesson last time. Let me experience that disappointment all over again. And you can look at it as like, yeah, but before I didn't go into it with that energy, and then it turned out that way anyway. But it's like, okay, but what were the lessons learned? You are a different person because of the disappointments. You are a different person because of whatever this anger is about. And so the anger truly is valid, but I think there's this whole lesson just in these two cards here. If you know that something is draining you, if you know that something is a disappointment, if you know that, then recognize it and don't make that choice again. You know, recognize that you can make different choices, you know, whether recognizing patterns in other people or recognizing patterns in other situations. You now have that experience. And you know how I love that saying, good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from poor judgment. So it's like, now you can use that judgment to recognize, were you feeling drained last time? And now you can recognize, where is the drain, you know, and maybe plug up that drain or release that draining energy from your life. Whatever it is, it's just take your attention away from it and put the focus on yourself. What do I need right now? Do I need water? Do I need healthy food? Do I need a walk? Do I need to spend time in nature? Do I need to, you know, what do I need to fill my cup again? Where is the opportunity in this for me to recognize my own needs? So then we come over here to Six of Wands, which is called trust. And it does kind of feel like, you know, whatever happened before with this energy, it was all about experience and learning about things, learning to recognize when something really isn't for you, or it's not working out the way you want, and not maybe continuing not to pour yourself into that, but then also recognizing opportunities. Whatever this new opportunity is, it could be like the real thing, but maybe you needed this practice first, and now it's the real deal. Whether this is in, you know, I want to say in music, whether this is in music, whether this is in love, whether this is in business, whether this is in, you know, whatever it is, friendships, whatever. Now it's like you've got to open yourself to trust again. If you go into new situations being jaded and carrying anger from the past, again, how are you coloring it? So be very aware about the energy that you're bringing to something, and again, prioritizing your needs, prioritizing your fulfillment, and it feels like you'll make different choices this time. Maybe you were kind of codependent in whatever this situation is. Maybe you didn't speak your truth, which the man of crystals, the king of swords, he speaks his fucking truth. People aren't always super fond of the king and queen of swords, but I fucking love them because they communicate. They speak their truth. And so it's really important not to hold back with your truth. Recognize yourself as this king. And then we go to, and I love this because we've got the King of Crystals. Now we've also got the Ace of Crystals. So you've got two aces here. This is for emotional fulfillment, and this is about an opportunity to live your truth. And so major opportunity coming in for you, but then you've also got the Seven of Wands. And so I feel like, you know, where there's anger, just recognize, where do you need boundaries? I think that could be the biggest thing, is that now you have recognized that you've learned to recognize your own boundaries and to really respect those. And sometimes you need to draw a line in the sand. And if somebody crosses that line, fucking acknowledge it. call it out, and don't enable poor behavior. And so really it comes back on you. Nothing is going to color your happiness anymore. Now it's just about living in the moment and then also committing to what you truly want. And so it's both things, about having a strong discipline and a strong commitment to yourself and to what is most fulfilling for you, a strong commitment to what is true for you, and what is the truth about, what is fulfilling for you. What is your deep truth about living your most authentic, expressive life? And if you do that, you end with the 9 of Cups, and this is happiness. This is true wish fulfillment. So it looks like amazing things are happening for you now and in the future. It's just a matter of you valuing yourself, valuing your boundaries, drawing a line in the sand, and allowing yourself the trust and the freedom to let life truly give you what it is that you want in life. And again, staying true to your boundaries, but also allowing yourself to have this great happiness. It's possible that whatever is connected to this, maybe you were self-sabotaging and didn't even recognize it. And so it really is about taking personal accountability and really committing to what you want most. All right. Once again, my name is Fairlight. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal reading from me, I now do online palm readings as well as tarot and astrology. That link will be in the notes below or somewhere you can find that link. Otherwise, you can always hit me up at Fairlight, Fairlight, at airyfairytarot.com. All right. Peace and love. Until next time.